salut à tous, which means hey everyone in French, because today's video is inspired by Paris. Yes, that's right. I told you we had an exciting video today, and this is that video. And as some of you may be watching the series Emily in Paris, it just came out, and I am a huge fan of that TV show. So I figured we don't have a lot of culture in The Sims, and they've recently been starting to branch out and bring culture to The Sims, but we have been lacking on that forever. And it has always been my dream to have like a French style world in The Sims, but thank God for modders, because we can finally have that in The Sims. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to bring Paris to your Sims 4 game. Let's get into it. Alright, so this is the wonderful creator that made the Paris world mod. Now there is a few out there, but this is the one that struck with me, that basically transforms the Brightchester world. So if you don't have Discover University, then this version of Paris will not work for your game. But if you do have Discover University and you're tired of it being Discover University, you can now bring Paris to Brightchester. So essentially, it kind of overrides the map to be more Paris-like. So there are a few things that I wanted to note that took me for a whirlwind when downloading it, but I'm gonna try and help everyone download it into their game today. The first thing is Baby Gal 123 has made 3 properties on her page that you can download and put into the tray folder. I'll run through one of these to show you exactly how to set that up, but after that it's pretty self-explanatory for tray files. But this is the more important part, and this is the one that's probably going to trip a few of you guys up, and that is how to actually set it up, because it's not a mod that you just put in your mod folder and say c'est la vie, let's get into the game. It's more so having to override the actual Discover University world. So I will be teaching you guys how to do that. Now I'm on a PC, as you'll probably be able to tell later on in this video. So for those of my people that have PCs, I'll go over this with you. If you have a MacBook, it's the same steps. All you gotta do is go to Applications, The Sims 4, Delta, Expansion Pack number 8, Worlds, Areas. We'll get into all of that. It should make sense. You should be able to follow along for Mac users, just a couple different steps, but it says everything on here that we need to know of. So let's get into actually downloading this mod. So as always, you're going to download the mod into your mod folder. I do want to show you guys that I ended up downloading the Brightchester map replacement by 20th Century Plumbob as well, just to make it a little bit more cuter, you know, a little bit more realistic in my Sims game, because let's be honest, this is slacking, but this is amazing. And this is one of the builds by Baby Gal. It is a like boutique that you can put in Brightchester. Now it does require CC that you will need to download on your own. It is linked to all the stuff that you need on here, so please pay attention to what she has listed in this little bio for all the custom content that you need to download. If you do not download all of this, this building will not look like this building, okay? It'll just look like a shell of a building, and we don't want that. So what you do to be able to have the lot pop up into your game is we're going to go ahead and download this. I do want to show you guys the other 2 properties. So this is a cafe that she also made, and again, as always, there is CC and packs that are needed or get to work and get together because of some of the cafe stuff that you will need. So just again, you know, pay attention to all of this to make sure that you've got every one of the CC items in your game for it to pop up. And then the next one is obviously the Eiffel Tower. You can't have Paris without the Eiffel Tower, and again, there is some CC that you will need to be able to have that working in your game. But huge shout out to these 2 creators and all the creators, Felix Andre, Hey Harry, and all of them for making this come to life in your Sims 4 game. And I also want to give a huge shout out to this creator right here, Lilac Creative, for basically creating majority of the items for the boutique that we just saw from Baby Gal, the woman who made the shell for that. So yes, definitely one of the best things I've seen so far in The Sims is this Paris mod right here. All right, so now we are in the download in my mod folder, which is right here. But I don't want to start off with the mods just yet. What I want to start off with is the tray files. Now, pretend you have downloaded all of the tray files. I've already downloaded them and put them in my game to make sure that I did everything correctly, because we did have a few bumps on the way, which is why you didn't get the video on Friday. But we're gonna go ahead and open up this boutique file, and you can use BreeZip. I have it linked in my bio. It's never really given me any issues, and it's amazing to unzip these zip folders, and you're just gonna go ahead and extract it. Now, you're probably wondering, what are all those numbers? If you've never downloaded a tray file before, don't you fear, for I am here. You're gonna take all of these files. This is the blueprint and all the stuff that you need for it to show up in your gallery, and you're go ahead and just gonna drag it over to this tray folder. Now, I already have them, so it doesn't hurt to replace them. I mean, it really doesn't do anything different. It's just, now we know that they're in there. Now, the next thing is the actual Paris World mod. Now, this was where things get a little trickier, but we're gonna go ahead and double click on this to unzip it. Once you unzip it, you're going to obviously see this is the folder you want. We're gonna go ahead and extract it. Once we've extracted it, you'll see this file folder here. Now, there's two things that I need you guys to pay attention to. This areas, do not touch this yet. This is not going to go in your mod folder, and this is not going to go into trays. It's going to go into another folder outside of The Sims 4 that will make it to where your world looks like Paris, you know, for the actual shells and all of that in Brightchester. This is what we want to focus on right here, which is the custom content that you will need for the actual game. So this is like overrides for the actual Brightchester area. So what we can do is go ahead and move this over into our mod folder. Once we've done that, if you go into your mod folder, here you can see all of the files and mods that you have. So now that you have this, I did want to show you guys that this is my folder for all of the CC that I downloaded for all these properties, the 3 properties. So it is a lot, but if you use CurseForge, it makes it 10 times easier because it just puts all of these files into your mod folder and you can move them to wherever you want, but at least you're not sitting there for hours upon hours downloading them. You can just click them on CurseForge. It takes you like 2 seconds, saves you a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff, I'm not gonna lie. So once you get all that sorted, make sure you got everything in here that you want. You can have any mods that you want in there, it's not going to affect it. But this is where we get to the little bit of a trickier part of the mod review, which is to get the override files that come with the mod that doesn't go in the mod folder or the tray files into The Sims 4. So let's get started. All right, so from this menu, you're going to go ahead and open up the EA app. We love the EA app. We're gonna go to our Sims game and click on Manage. Now from Manage, you're gonna go ahead and view properties. All right, so now that we have this property up, we're gonna go ahead and go to Browse because we're trying to actually change the Sims 4 like core files in a way. So this can be a little scary, but trust me, just follow these steps. You're gonna click on Browse, and then from Browse, you're gonna see all of these files. Don't click on them. What we're gonna click on is the Delta files. Then it's gonna open up this same thing. And remember how we saw on the application form, when she goes into explain exactly what to do, we're gonna go to expansion pack 08 because that is the expansion pack for Discover University. I'm gonna click on that. We're gonna go to worlds, areas, and then now you see these 3 things. Now, so here's what I'm going to suggest when you go to do this, because when you move files over and you click replace, it's going to replace those files and you might lose the files for the original Discover University for those worlds. And you might not want Paris forever in your Sims 4 game. You might want to go back to having, you know, Discover University be the Brightchester world that we know. So instead of hitting that replace button, I highly recommend creating another folder that you know houses those 3 important files. Not that you can't get them back, but if you were to lose them, you'd have to basically reinstall the Discover University pack in order to get those files back. Because if you don't, then they're gone and you're stuck in Paris land, which I wouldn't really complain about. But with the files that I have right here, if I go to this area thing, I have the same ones. They're the same files. Okay, guys? Same thing. if I go ahead and create another page, I ended up making on my documents list a file that says Discovery University EP08 that literally will have these files in there. So go ahead and move these files over. Now I already have the Paris mod in my folder, so I'm not going to touch any of this stuff because these right here are the actual files for the Sims 4 game. And you can see from the date that it was modified, because this is when I downloaded the Sims on my new computer. These are the files for the Paris mod. So we're going to go ahead and pretend like I moved these files over, do it on your computer. And yeah, after that, the game should be ready to go. Just hit save and you're good to go. So let's get in The Sims. All right, so we are in game. This is how the mod works with everything in it. As you can see, we've got a little new, like I call it like a Centra, because it's kind of like the center of Brightchester. It's more like the, you know, active part. You're not in uni, it's like where the bar is and all that stuff. I did want to point out that you're going to have to come in here and like redo this world. It's not going to redo it for you. All it does is redo the overrides for it to make it look like Paris with the buildings. But I think this is probably the perfect world for it because you could pretend like this is the Seine. Don't swim in it though. But with this part of Brightchester, you could probably make it more of like the modern like French architecture, and then over here is more of like that older vintage. I don't think it's old. It's, you know, history, you know, architecture, and you can make it an actual world to live in, so it's not, you know, a school world anymore. So I unfortunately did not go through all of these buildings and redo them, but I'm just here to give ideas. What I did want to point out is before we get into, you know, actual Paris, I do have, you know, Parisian apartments that I put down from the gallery and made it for rent. So you could essentially have your Sims come in here and rent out like a little vacation with their other Sims to be able to, you know, have a little vacation. So in here, I basically, you know, set this apartment up for, you know, you could have your, you know, people live here, or you could have, you know, your Sim live at the bottom and then they rent the one up top. So there's so many opportunities now within this that I could go on forever speaking about it, but I think everyone catches my drift on what we're doing here. But essentially, yeah, with the for rent pack, you can now have, you know, your apartments, you know, in Paris. And what I did want to show you guys is how to access the properties that we just looked at that you should have already downloaded so that you know how to get them. So we're going to go to the gallery, and then you're going to click this button that says include custom content, because that will pull up all the buildings in your, you know, Sims 4 tray folder that you have and bring up all the custom content buildings. Of course, these three are the ones that we want. So for instance, if I wanted to download the cafe first, I can go over here. I'm going to click place slot and edit just so we make sure everything's down. We can place this one here. I'm just going to click on furnished. So now you might notice this property right here. Why does it got a bunch of question marks on it? And that is because I actually came across something when I went to re-download the property for you guys and show you how to get your lot set up. I ran into an issue, and that issue was the result of DX11. If you guys have been aware of, The Sims have been saying to convert your like EA startup to DX11 to get it to, I guess, like run faster or something like that. I'm not really sure, but once I took that off, my property started loading properly. So I'm not really sure what to, you know, tell you on that part, but if you're having issues downloading it and you're getting the question marks, then that's why. Literally almost pulled out all my hair, but we're back. So, okay, it's working. It's working. Thank goodness. It did say that 9 build mode items were removed, but I really don't care. There's no more question marks on here. I guess DX11 was not liking custom content. So, it's okay. We've got a little pretty cafe here. My favorite part about this cafe is you have a little top up here that you could probably make an apartment. So maybe your Sims wanted to have a live-in business with a Little Miss Sam's mod. You could essentially make your Sim a little, you know, apartment. Make sure you put like a door up here so Sims don't go wandering up. Or you can make it another space for your Sims to sit, you know, for the cafe. They can have some extra space, but this cafe looks absolutely gorgeous. We'll test this out with our Sim, but I wanted to show you guys how to set that all up. So now let's get into gameplay. Of course, we couldn't have a Emily in Paris themed Sims video without Emily in Paris. This is Emily Cooper, guys. They actually did pretty good on the sim. I'm not gonna lie. You know, she looks pretty good. All right, this is the house I gave her. A lot nicer than the apartment she's in. But we're gonna go explore the town. And yeah, so let's get going. So we're gonna go ahead and travel. I think we should probably go to the cafe because we were just there and I want to see what it looks like all, you know, decked out. All right, we are here. I actually probably should have kept the like cafe mod that I had in my game a few days ago, but I didn't. It's okay. We're good. She can go ahead and order her drink. I guess we'll do like 4 here since we're already here. I don't know. I normally go with a latte, so we're just gonna do that. Although there probably were better drinks for me to get. You know, the one thing that I can always count on in The Sims is for nothing to go right. They've got this gorgeous cafe here, and yet, you know what? This honestly, literally is such a cute thing. Mortimer and Bella in Paris at a cafe. This is the most romantic thing I've seen today. Yeah, but that's the cafe. I guess this barista is allergic to doing her job because nothing's happening. Again, you can always count on The Sims to make your life 10 times more difficult. Anyways, I think we'll leave this cafe. We'll leave them to do whatever they're doing. Let's go to the boutique. Now, obviously, this probably isn't going to work like a actual, like, boutique. You might be able to make it a retail store and have your sim be able to sell different jewelry here. But it does look really cool. Like, I honestly am in love with this. Like, you got the little cashier thing here, all the jewelry here. It looks so pretty. And then the other thing about this building too is it's got its own space up here. So you can either make it an apartment or like another area for the boutique. Maybe you want to put some clothes up here. Your world is the oyster. Your oyster, essentially. So, but as you can see, I wanted to show you guys, like, you've got these, I don't really know how Brightchester looks, to be honest, because I'm not really on this world that much, but as you can see, some of the buildings look different. You can definitely see the Eiffel Tower in the background. We'll have to, I think we can walk there. Yeah, but if you look around the city, you know, the buildings, obviously, I feel like they look different from, you know, regular Brightchester, you know, little spaces up here that look like a cafe. I think there's another thing as well. You got some like stores over here. Yeah, so I took matters into my own hand and I looked it up and this is completely different from Brightchester. This is kind of really embarrassing that I'm sitting here being like, I don't know anything about Brightchester, but yes, definitely giving off France. That's the only way to say it, is like France. Anyways, I'm gonna take her up to Paris Eiffel Tower, which is a cafe. There's a couple cafes there. This video is like kind of all over the place. All right. Anyways, we've got the Eiffel Tower right here in all of its glory. Should have put like the Olympic logos because the Paralympics are about to start soon. Make sure you go tune into that. But we have some cafes right here. I believe you might be able to hire like a vendor. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really know how this operates, but they got like a little like decorative thing there. And then they've got some stuff over here as well. That is actually a cafe here. So you could order, could we get a drink finally from here? This is going to be the main test. Is she? Oh, she can't get back there. That's why. It's okay. I don't feel like fixing it right now, but you can definitely mess around and see, you know, if they'll be able to get back there. It's a shame we can't climb up on this Eiffel Tower. Like, it kind of looks shorter, though. Wait, you can turn it on? Wait, hold on. I made it to night. It, like, lights up. That's so cool. I'm so sorry. I'm actually not sorry. That is so cool. Can you turn it to, like, different color? Ugh. Stop walking like that. Oh, you can actually change the colors. That's actually quite cool. Although, you probably want to keep it on, like, this color. Or maybe this. I'd probably keep it maybe like that. That looks like the Eiffel Tower. There we go. I'm going to stop messing with it. Alright, so after the Eiffel Tower, I think we're going to go ahead and travel to the other world. Now, I do want to point out there that I did not, like, fix up the properties, in a sense. Like, they're kind of all the same from, like, Brightchester, so this might not be the most immersive experience. but it does leave you to be able to make your own world. So this is kind of how, you know, this side of the town looks. Not that bad. It looks very pretty. I honestly think that this would be like the side for like the more historical builds, because you could definitely take this like dorm center here and like completely change it to like apartments or something like that. And then you got, I know they have like a student house, not this here, but they've got to have like that student right here. You could have like maybe like a chateau, you know. So anyways, that is for this area. And then I'm not gonna lie, when I looked at Foxbury, nothing really like changed too much. Yeah, so again, like nothing too like much over here that changed. Like we got some countryside in the back. You can kind of see, you know, other parts of Brightchester here, but you'd probably want to come in here and change some of this stuff to match, you know, what you're going for, because you know, you could really make like these two buildings again like apartments or whatever, maybe, you know, a rooftop nightclub, I don't know. But yes, so that kind of wraps it up for the Paris mod. Hopefully I captured it to its full essence. I did want to kind of run through here again and say that, you know, with these properties, you could really make it more like the Parisian lifestyle for your Sims. Yeah, I honestly think this is the perfect world to do it at, because I feel like the layout fits, you know, Paris in a way. I've never been, but from what I've seen and the world itself, I just feel like it does capture that essence. But it's a shame they didn't give us these lots down here. They really robbed us on that. We could have had properties here. Like, I get it's a school world, but this could have been multi-use. Anyways, we're gonna travel her back home. We're going back home. And then I think we can see the Eiffel Tower from her house. There we go. There it is. That's actually a really pretty view right there. This looks so pretty, and this is in your Sims 4 game. All right, with that being said, hopefully I didn't sound too confusing over this video. This was definitely one of my newer favorite mods, because there's so much like potential with this mod. Like, I'm fully thinking of just starting like a, you know, full-on Paris Sims 4 gameplay with my Sims in my own game. But honestly, the possibilities are endless. You can literally create a brand new world in The Sims using this mod. So go ahead and check it out, and make sure to show some love to all of the wonderful creators that pitched in to help make this Paris mod override as great as it is. And again, you know, the possibilities are endless. You could literally have apartments, you know, using the 4 rent pack. You can do a complete makeover on the Discovery University pack. But with that, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like and comment down below. If you want to see more content like this, do hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on another video like this. And make sure to turn on your push notifications so you never miss another mod review on here. But with that being said, I will see you all on Wednesday.